Hey guys, I'm Evan. Welcome to Country View Acres. So yesterday I did a material run. I got a stack of lumber here, and then I also have a stack of corrugated metal. And all this material is what I'm going to use to build our raised beds in the garden for our garden kind of remodel that we're doing. So first thing I need to do is just start getting some of the wood off of here. I got a lot of cutting to do, several pieces to cut out. And we'll start piecing this all together. Hopefully by the end of this weekend, we'll at least have our raised beds made, and hopefully we'll have some of them filled up with soil and some plants in the ground. Let's just wait and see. I gotta run an extension cord. Forgot the power. So what we're planning on doing is we're going to take these existing raised beds here, and we're going to basically build right on top of them and make them taller. They're going to be about 30 inches tall when we're done. That's close to waist high. Should be a lot easier to work. And these raised beds, they're roughly 3 feet wide by 8 feet for each section. And that 3 feet wide was too far to reach across with the fence on the outside. That's the reason we took the fence down, is so that we can weed and work these raised beds from both sides. If I was going to do the fenced in garden again and do raised beds around the side, I would make them only 2 feet wide. That was like a big mistake, making such a wide bed on the outside. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start basically, I'm gonna start tearing all these, just weed this whole thing, get all the weeds out of here, and then we're gonna go ahead and take some of the topsoil out as well. So I got the first raised bed all dug out, and all of the grass and weeds that we got here in the bucket, it'll end up going right back in the raised bed at the bottom, and then as we fill the raised bed up, it'll all get covered up, and all those weeds, they'll compost in the bottom. It'll just make good soil when it's done. No need to actually try to separate out the weeds. At least I don't think so. They'll be buried so deep. So the reason I removed all the dirt is on this long side here. There's actually this brace. You see this 2x4 here? I'm gonna have to cut a couple inches off of that, so I needed the soil out of the way for that. And of course I got another one here on the front side, and it'll be that way on every one of these raised beds. So this post right here, it's actually on the outside of the raised bed, and the rest of these posts, they're on the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just completely remove this post. It's actually all the posts where the old gate openings used to be. We're going to remove those. And then the ones that are on the inside, we'll just cut those off at whatever the right height is. So I removed the screws. Yeah. So I should be able to end up taking this one out. Oh, it wasn't too bad. I accidentally pulled this one part way out the other day with the tractor. That's why it's so loose. So as I'm going through the boards, I'm trying to decide which ones I'm going to use where. If they got any bow in them, those are ones I'll probably just cut down into smaller pieces. And then the long pieces are nice and straight. I'll probably take the best looking side and I'll make sure that's facing out. That way the raised beds look as good as they can when we're done. So to attach our wooden frame together, what I'm going to be using is a pocket hole jig, and all of the hardware will end up being inside of the raised bed where you won't see it. So I think this is going to work out good. I've seen a lot of other people do it on YouTube this way. I figure 3 pocket holes ought to do it in each end. So our new frame is going to sit right on top of the old one. I'm going to go ahead and mark this post. There she went. Well, I think my post here is actually pushing this out, and it's causing this to be wider at the top so they don't reach each other. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this post off down here at this bottom board. Oh, that must be a screw. I think I hit a screw. Of course, there goes my blade. Now they come together. probably don't have to dig the whole thing out. I probably just need to dig around these braces I gotta cut. Oh, there's another rock. Since that last post was in the way, I think I'll just go ahead and cut them off at this board. So as I build this, things are probably gonna change slightly as I move along, and I'll probably work out all the kinks as I go. All right, you gonna help me hold this one up? So yesterday we ended up getting a total of 5 raised beds framed out. That's probably about a third of what we're hoping to get done total. But we've changed. This corner raised bed was L-shaped. We made that into 2 separate raised beds. We got the 3 down there. And what I'm hoping to get done next would be these 3 right here to that gate opening. I'd like to at least get this long run done and be able to get it all filled up with soil and get it planted before I move on to trying to do any more. But needless to say, the weather is probably not going to cooperate with us today. It is supposed to rain, and it may rain here in a few hours, so I don't know if we'll end up working on this anymore today. But first thing we need to do today, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move the heifers to a new paddock out here in our new pasture. And we also got to do the morning chores. Rebecca was complaining. She said she couldn't see how to drive.
Yeah.
So I put in these posts last week when I set up the other ones, and I just am a few posts short of being able to finish this next paddock.
Soggy.
This area right here is still, it's got standing water. I think what height I should do this at. Up there. Oh my goodness, look at some of that's like up past my knee now. So I put the reel on this end because if we end up, when we go to the next paddock, I can move this reel it up and go to the other side of this gate here, and then it would be the back fence. So this is kind of the adjustable end, I guess is the way I'm looking at it. Let's see if we can move the heifers out here. Come on, girls.
They're ready to move.
You want something new?
Mo got mad because Ollie tried to get in front of him and he stopped him.
Yeah, I saw him headbutting. Yeah. All right, come on. Let's wait for those. Come on, Oliver. Oliver's staring at you. You need to move up here.
Come on.
Come on, Oliver. Move, cow. Come on.
Come on.
Come on, Oliver. It's because he thinks you got a peanut butter sandwich in your pocket. All right, we got moved over here to the new paddock, and then hopefully you can see maybe the color difference, but they have definitely ate this down to about 5 inches tall. And then over here, you know, we've got pretty good amount of forage. You see all this red clover is almost getting as tall as the grass. So this first paddock, they were out here for a total of 5 days, and this one might be slightly smaller, so we'll see how long it takes them to graze this down.
But I think it's taller.
Yeah, it is taller. You're right. So it's got a week extra, you know, 5 extra days of growth with all that fertilizer, and it's definitely taller than what the past one was for sure. So since this is a brand new pasture that we just planted last fall, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to mow this down to like an even 5 inches. And then that'll mow anything down that they didn't eat, maybe something that wasn't desirable, maybe some weeds, keep that stuff from going to seed. And I think I'll probably do that most of this summer. Since it's the first year grazing it, I think if there's any weeds in here, that'll help cancel them out, I hope. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the fence charger to the new fence. And then this is the back fence now. I'm gonna leave it uncharged. I know that they'll respect it, and they probably won't want to try to get to where they've already been anyway. All right, I think we're done out here. We're gonna go ahead and do our normal daily chores. Changing out the water, filling up the troughs back up. Look out, Nala, you're gonna get wet. We used to have a float on this water trough and they ripped it off of there. We haven't put it back on yet.
And then the chickens always want a little pig feed.
Hey, piggies.
Good morning.
Most of the time you guys sleep in, you don't come out to get your feed right off the bat.
The water's actually on, so. This is what you guys want. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna bring you guys some eggs. So yesterday when I was mowing in the front yard, I was mowing around a tree covered in vines and I found this nest of duck eggs. Seems like I never find the duck eggs until there's like 6 or 7 in a nest. I don't know how that is, but.
But she likes feeding eggs to the pigs.
Yeah.
So these are a good candidate for
Yes.
feed.
And the first time I gave them eggs, it seemed like they'd never had eggs before. They didn't quite know what to do with them. And then they finally started eating them. And they like them.
She's full.
Could be edible.
I don't think that's edible. So I think in our last video we had the ewe in here that we worked on.
Yes. And she's doing really good. She actually looks the best out of all the mamas, so.
Yeah, all the other mamas look real skinny.
Yeah. She always holds her condition better than the others. Even with 3, she looks really good, but
Yeah. So we treated her one more time.
yep.
And then you released her yesterday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she's back out with the flock, but we're considering maybe taking one of the skinny mamas in
Yeah.
because they look like they need some attention.
Yes. It's just getting them apart from the others is difficult.
Yeah, separating the mama and her babies from the rest of them.
Yeah. But we are going on vacation,
Yeah, here pretty soon.
so it's hard to have one that's locked up to be treated by somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing. So
Well, that's probably why we need to do it now.
yeah.
Do it now, have them all treated, and hopefully everybody's nice and healthy when we go on vacation.
Yeah.
But I think getting the ewe, it's the one with the twins, I think. Is that the one we want to get in here?
Yeah. It was 303. We'll have to look.
And we'll have to wait till she's separated from the rest of the flock a little bit so that we can isolate her and push her into the barn. So it'll be more of an opportunistic time when we get her pulled in here. Well, that takes care of all the chores we need to do today. So the next thing I want to do real quick is I've got the grapple on the front of the tractor, and I want to go ahead and take it off and get the pallet forks on because I got a guy coming over today. He's going to buy the old dump wagon, and I got to try to lift that up and load it on a trailer. So I just want to be ready for when he shows up. All right, I got the pallet forks on the tractor, and I've got the 6-foot pallet fork extensions on there. And hopefully the extensions are long enough, I'll be able to pick up that wagon and get it loaded on the trailer. But right now it is sprinkling, and it's kind of picking up. It's supposed to start raining here pretty soon, so I don't know if I can get much more done outside right now. So what I'm thinking about doing is just going out to the garden. I'm going to take measurements of the next few raised beds, and maybe I can come back here and cut out the pieces, get everything ready. So when it does stop raining, I can just get out there and assemble those last 3 beds fairly quickly. So it ended up raining all day yesterday, so I didn't get any more done on the raised beds, and then it is supposed to rain all day today as well. So I think the garden bed project is done until I can get a day that's a little bit nicer outside. Now, we did get the dump wagon. It's gone. We did get it loaded up, put it on a trailer. It was raining at that time. We didn't film any of that, but the dump wagon's gone, and yeah, I'm glad it's gone because I don't have to worry about trying to sell it anymore, and one less thing to deal with. So it seems like this week we have got some sort of rain every day. Some days you might have like a little thunder shower in the morning, or another day you might have one in the evening, or we just might be cloudy with a little bit of sprinkles. But the last couple days it has just been solid rain. And April, it seemed like we got so much rain in April, and now May's kind of starting out the same way. I'm definitely ready for things to warm up and dry out a little bit so that I can get some stuff done. I don't know if it is or not, but it just seems like one of the wettest springs that we have had in the longest time. And it's really impacting what I can get done outside. Now, I know I haven't posted much, this last week or so, and it's not all due to rain. Now, Rebecca did have a birthday a week or so ago, so we ended up, finally we took a day to go shopping and go out to eat for her birthday. And then there was another day that I went over to the church, and we cut down like 7 trees and had those to clean up. And that was like an entire day's worth of work over there. But I did get the good thing from that, I brought home, I think, like 6 logs that I can cut up into firewood, and I'll show those in another video. We'll try to get something done with those. But yeah, I've had a lot of other stuff that's going on besides the rain. It's kind of slowed down what we're getting done around here. But I am getting antsy. I'm getting antsy for sure. I'm ready to get out here and get stuff done, and I just need some warmer weather. So hopefully it's coming soon. But I think that's going to be it for today's video, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.